So for these questions with genetics, just remember you always set up a table where you put one flower on one side and one flower on the other, or one parent on one side and one on the other. So we're going to take one of these second generation pinks. So remember, pink is big R, little r. So let's just put the pink one up here on the top. So big R and little r are the two genes that it has. It has a red gene and it has a white gene. Alright, we're going to cross that with a pure white. And the pure white is right here, double R of the little r's. Alright, so to decide what are the possibilities here when you cross these two flowers, you take, for this spot right here, you take the first row and the first column. Big R and a little r. Alright, for this one, you take the first row and then the second column. Little r, little r. And then likewise, this one is big R and little r. And then the last one is the second column, second row, is a little r and a little r. So the final question says, what is the probability that one of the resulting will have white flowers? Right, white flowers is, again, little r, little r. So how many little r's do we have? We have two little r's, two little r's, so that's 2. And then there's 4 total options that could occur here. So 2 out of 4 is 0.5. Alright, so the second question then, let's set it up. Let's see what it's asking. It wants to take the same thing, so there's still no dominance. So when you cross a red and a white, you still get pink again. So we're going to cross another pink with a red. Alright, so pink again is big R, little r, and red this time is 2 big R's. Alright, so when we create the table this time, we take a big R and a big R, then we take a big R and a little r, and then we cross this column with this row and we get big R, and then we cross this row and this column and we get big R, little r. Alright, so now the question says, what is the probability that the snapdragon will have white flowers? Alright, white flowers, remember, it's the same as above, it's little r, little r. So how many of these are little r, little r? There's 0 out of 4. Alright, so this means this one is 0. It's D. And now 16 is weird. 16 is not on the test, incidentally, but 16 is actually more like what a lot of genetics are. We're going to take, in this case, a red and a white do not produce pink. But if you have a big R and a little r, you get red flowers because red is dominant. Just like brown eyes and blue eyes, if you have at least one gene for brown eyes, you'll have brown eyes. Alright, so suppose one of these second generation RR flowers, big R, little r flowers, is crossed with a pure red. Alright, so we're going to take a big R, little r, and we're going to cross it with a pure red, and so pure red is just like it was above, big R, big R. Alright, so we create our table again, 2 big R's, a big R and a little r, 2 big R's, and a big R and a little r. So what's the probability that the resulting plant will have red flowers? So now remember, in this case, RR is red, but also big R, little r is red, because there is no pink on this. It's either red or white. Alright, so as long as you have one of a big R in your value, you're going to be red. The only way to get anything other than red would be little r, and that's white. Alright, so they want to know how many will have red flowers. All of these have at least one big R in them, so therefore all 4 of these will be red flowers, and 4 out of 4 is 1. Alright, so if one parent, for example, has brown eyes and they have they have both genes that they have are for brown eyes, all their children will have brown eyes, even if one of the parents has blue eyes. It's the same scenario that works out. So hopefully that explains these questions. But again, don't worry about 16 as much, because it's not that style with the dominant gene is not on the test. We're going to do ones with no dominance.